to thee. Holy, 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 merciful and mighty, God in three persons, blessed Trinity. Holy, 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 all the saints adore thee, casting down their golden crowns across the glassy sea. Cherubim and seraphim falling down before thee, who art and wert evermore shall be. Shall praise thy name in earth and sky and sea. Holy, holy, you are holy, merciful and mighty, God in three persons. God in three persons, blessed Thank you. Wow.
Would you please join me in giving a warm Kiwanis welcome to Dr. Waldemar Schmeichel.
Thank you very much, Ron. Here we are. It is the Christmas season once again, as the store down the street reminded us in September. And the 6-year-old in our lives inquired, is it now the time that I have to be especially good? Christmas, profoundly or superficially observed, is the most acknowledged holiday on earth. Why is that so? Let us begin with the foundational texts. The Gospel of Matthew tells of an awkward awareness of a pregnancy, the birth in Bethlehem when Herod was king, a star-guided visitors from the east who momentarily lose their way and inquire at a dangerous place. The king is troubled, but has his own self-preservative plans. The visitors, unnamed and unnumbered, come to the place of the significant birth. They pay homage. They leave their gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And being warned against the nefarious intent of the king, return home via a circuitous route. The king massacres infants. The Holy Family flees to Egypt to await the passing of the king. When he does, they return, but not trusting his successor, they resettle in his brother's more hospitable territory in the Galilee, in Nazareth. The Gospel of Luke gives us a fuller and a more nuanced account. It begins with a double birth announcement, half a year apart. First to the father of John the Baptist, then to Mary, the mother-to-be. Luke brings the two expecting mothers together, at which time the visiting Mary utters the remarkable poem of the Magnificat. My soul magnifies the Lord, and my spirit rejoices in God, my Savior. Note, in a first-century document, now over 1900 years ago, in 3.5 short verses, a first-century woman stands and uses the first-person pronoun me and my 5 times. Therefore not the human soul magnifies the Lord, nor our people do. Rather, my soul magnifies the Lord, and my spirit rejoices in God, my Savior. Do we sense something extraordinary? Then the Baptist is born in a joyous village circle where everyone has an opinion, especially about the name. The parents have the last word. Jesus is born under makeshift conditions because the government has its own plans. There is a crib, a manger, swaddling clothes, the first-century version of Pampers, and a no vacancy sign at the town's inn. Near shepherds are the first ones to receive the news. An angel reassures them, gives the information, and surrounds it with interpretive significance. Suddenly, the angel is joined by a joyous crowd of its peers, and all join in singing a chorus from Handel. The shepherds go to the manger. Note, there is no stall, and there are no animals, to verify the angelic message and to identify the source of their knowledge. Note Mary again. But Mary treasured all these words and pondered them in her heart. However briefly, we get a 3-dimensional look at a first-century woman. On the 8th day, the pious Jewish family goes to the temple to perform the religiously required rituals. They are expected, and they and the child are celebrated. What do we have here? From the two sources, a rich story by all means, but we have more. We have a universally recognizable one. At its core, there is a birth, the birth of a child. It is anticipated, it is hoped for. Friends and relatives extract meaning from ancestors, from backgrounds, from what someone may have said so long ago. And then the significant day approaches. It rarely goes as expected. If it isn't the job, it's a flat tire. The weather is lousy, the government wants something done, and we stand before the no vacancy sign. The indifference of so many of our species, our feet on an unexpected place, our so carefully laid plans no longer recognizable. And then strangers help, and I conjecture their presence in our story. They point to a manger. Someone runs to the local midwife. Straw is found, swaddling clothes, perhaps a blanket, some water to drink. Above all, this couple, Mary, most likely quite young, is not allowed to be alone. Ignored by the many tasks of life, overlooked because there's always something else that appears to be equally urgent. And then news spreads. Unto us a child is born. Unto us a son is given. Surprising strangers come with a gift. We thought you might need this. Others leave their jobs and just want to take a look. I just get all choked up when I gaze at a child just born and see the joy on the exhausted mother's face. Someone will mutter, our hopes and dreams, they're here. When that happens, a third adds, how can one not be in awe when this hour-old life is lifted to the breast of the mother and receives its first postpartum nourishment? We have been there, haven't we? We have been in the main features of the story. There probably were no angels, or wise men from the east, or a king bent on vengeance. But there is a father. There is a mother. There is uncertainty. There is difficulty, especially when it is the first child. There are visitors. There is help. There are gifts, perhaps even music. There is hope. There are predictions, there is joy, and a refusal to banish the miraculous. There is thoughtful pondering. There are prayers, grandparents reaching for the holy text, and there is silence. Christmas touches all of this, and its flickering lights recall the births we have known and the peculiar feelings that surrounded us then. It is that holiday that, in however superficial ways, connects our births and the births of those who matter to us to itself. Therefore, Christmas is a Christian holiday and a trans-Christian one. As a Christian holiday, it proclaims the birth of that special child who is the Messiah, God's redemptive agent for a world that has lost its way. In its trans-Christian role, this holiday envelopes the human story into life, touching dimensions we all share as conscious and experienced dwellers on earth. And with imagination, we return to that most vulnerable moment of existence, our birth. When we sing, silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. When we do this, we sing a Christmas stanza by all means, and a Christian one, but we sing so much more. With some generosity perhaps only to two words, many grandparents the world over could have looked at the new addition to their family and sung this way, and could be grateful to the artist who gave them these words. O little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie. Above thy deep and dreamless sleep the silent stars go by. Yet in thy dark street shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and dreams of all the years are met in thee tonight. Aunt Mildred, the English teacher, could have said this at your crib, at mine. Put Ann Arbor, Livonia, in the place of Bethlehem, and there we are. Relatives can be exuberant when they look at one of their own. In many ways, therefore, it is not surprising that the simple story of Jesus' birth exploded into the phenomenon we have to deal with today. It touches so much that is universal. It invites a Christian celebration and an extra Christian one. It is profoundly a religious holiday and a secular one, or better, one in which the Christian elements don't look so exclusively Christian. In it, the particular and the universal bump into each other and cross-fertilize. In other words, Christmas is a huge receptacle into which, through many years, all sorts of things have fallen. Rudolph and Frosty, Santa Claus and the Grinch, the North Pole and Jingle Bells, the Christmas tree, Christmas cards, mistletoe, white snow, the Macy's parade, and even the Disney folks. Does all of this fit? Probably not. Sometimes distort or miss the point. Oh yeah. Is the crass commercialism of the last 2-3 months of the year the future of the holiday? We could debate the point. Let's give the Grinch the last word. Every who in Whoville, the tall and the small were singing, without any presents at all. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could this be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without boxes, packages, and bags. And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was an honor to have you. It's a gift for coming. Thank you very much. We will close on the mortgage on Wednesday.
Wednesday or Thursday, we may get pushed today back by the bank. Not a big deal.
So all is great. We will close. We will start our ownership of that building this week. So history is being made as we speak. So it's great work.